Lowe, the MP for Great Yarmouth, hit back, denying the allegations and claimed he was being knifed in the back. The party said it had also appointed a lawyer to investigate complaints about serious bullying from two women. The party yesterday said it had suspended its MP Rupert Lowe and referred him to the police. Reform alleged Lowe had made threats of physical violence against the party chairman.
If you are here illegally, you should be deported. These words cost Rupert Lowe his political career, but did you know there's far more to this story than meets the eye? In this explosive video, we reveal the secret power struggle within Reform UK that led to Lowe's dismissal, and why Nigel Farage couldn't tolerate his outspoken stance on immigration any longer. The mainstream media won't show you what actually happened behind closed doors. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. So what was the statement that sealed Rupert Lowe's fate at Reform UK? Let's be clear, politicians get sacked all the time, but rarely is it for speaking uncomfortable truths. The video that sparked this controversy featured Lowe making an uncompromising declaration about immigration policy that sent shockwaves through his party. In the damning footage, Lowe didn't mince words. He stated with unflinching conviction that removing all illegal immigrants should be government policy, adding the explosive line, "If that results in 1 million plus deportations being the eventual aim, then so be it." This wasn't just another politician making vague promises about controlling our borders. This was Lowe crossing the invisible line that even Reform UK apparently couldn't tolerate.
The party yesterday said it had suspended its MP Rupert Lowe and referred him to the police. Reform alleged Lowe had made threats of physical violence against the party chairman.
And the reform structure, it was issued on X late on Friday afternoon with no prior warning. So he says this has all taken him by surprise.
But his unwillingness to cooperate in an investigation into his behaviour has meant the parliamentary party cannot function effectively whilst Rupert is a Reform UK MP.
The reaction from those in Farage's inner circle was swift and concerned. While Reform UK has positioned itself as the anti-establishment party, willing to speak hard truths on immigration, Lowe's explicit numerical target and unapologetic tone created immediate tension. Sources close to the leadership described panic over how Lowe's comments might be perceived by moderate voters the party hopes to attract. But Lowe wasn't finished. Rather than backing down when warned, he doubled down with a defiant tweet that essentially threw down the gauntlet to party leadership. "I've been warned by those at the top of Reform about my position on deportations. I did not listen to a word said." This public challenge to authority represented something Farage couldn't ignore, an internal threat to his carefully crafted messaging strategy. The contrast between the two men's approaches couldn't be starker. While Farage has mastered the art of making hardline positions palatable through careful language and media savvy, Lowe dispensed with such political finesse. Where Farage talks about controlling immigration and secure borders, Lowe explicitly called for mass deportations with specific numbers attached. What's particularly telling is that Lowe had reportedly been cautioned multiple times about his rhetoric on deportations. Party officials had tried to rein him in, suggesting alternatives that wouldn't generate negative headlines or alienate potential supporters. But Lowe, characteristically stubborn, refused to water down his stance. Lowe's defiance wasn't just a disagreement over policy, it was a direct challenge to Reform UK's carefully constructed facade. Behind the scenes, party insiders described Lowe as someone who couldn't be easily controlled, a trait that made him increasingly problematic for a party attempting to balance its anti-establishment image with broader electoral ambitions.
Allegations of serious bullying have been made against the Reform UK MP Rupert Lowe.
Now, Nigel Farage has broken his silence regarding the ongoing civil war within Reform UK.
If I have to have an opinion on it, then I'll go a bit further and say that, you know, if he can't keep 5 MPs together, then how could he ever lead the country?
The conflict reveals a fascinating power dynamic at the heart of Reform UK. While publicly positioning themselves as straight-talking outsiders, the leadership appears to have little tolerance for genuinely independent voices within their own ranks. Lowe's persistent push for a serious policy machine to develop credible plans for immigration reform threatened to expose what many critics see as Reform UK's greatest weakness: style over substance, rhetoric over realistic policy. What particularly rankled the Reform UK leadership was Lowe's willingness to publicly challenge Farage's authority. His declaration that Nigel may not agree with that, but it's the right thing to do, crossed an unspoken red line within the party. In political movements heavily centred around charismatic leaders, such direct challenges to the figurehead's position are rarely tolerated for long. The timing couldn't have been more sensitive. Reform UK has been walking a precarious tightrope, needing to appear tough on immigration to satisfy their core supporters, while simultaneously trying to broaden their appeal to more moderate voters concerned about appearing extreme. Lowe's unfiltered approach threatened to destabilise this delicate balancing act. But the conflict highlights a more profound tension within right-wing politics in Britain. How forcefully can immigration concerns be addressed without alienating potential supporters? Lowe's call for proper policy development exposed significant gaps in Reform UK's political infrastructure, suggesting a party more comfortable with provocative soundbites than with the painstaking work of developing implementable policies. What's particularly telling is that Reform UK, a party that brands itself as champions of free speech and enemies of political correctness, appears just as quick to silence inconvenient voices as the establishment parties they criticise.
Lowe, the MP for Great Yarmouth, hit back, denying the allegations and claimed he was being knifed in the back.
If I have to have an opinion on it, then I'll go a bit further and say that, if he can't keep 5 MPs together, then how could he ever lead the country?
Only months after celebrating victory together after election as MPs last July, Nigel Farage and Rupert Lowe are locked in a bitter personal feud.
This contradiction raises serious questions about the party's authentic commitment to the values they claim to champion. The power struggle ultimately resulted in Lowe's dismissal, revealing the limits of acceptable dissent within Reform UK's ranks. His unyielding stance, refusing to moderate his language despite multiple warnings, made his position untenable for a leadership team desperate to control their party's messaging. The Rupert Lowe saga offers us a fascinating glimpse into the delicate balancing act all political parties face. As political analysts point out, there's an inherent tension between maintaining party discipline and allowing genuine open discourse among members. Reform UK, like many parties before it, has chosen unity over authenticity when faced with this dilemma. What's particularly telling is how this aligns with voter expectations. Many Reform UK supporters strongly back stricter immigration policies, including deportation, precisely the stance that apparently cost Lowe his position. The irony shouldn't be lost on anyone. A party supposedly championing alternative voices has fallen into the same trap as establishment parties by silencing inconvenient opinions. History repeats itself in British politics. Time and again, outspoken figures find themselves ejected when their views diverge from leadership's carefully crafted messaging. As voters, we're left with a crucial question. Do we prefer politicians who prioritise party cohesion, or those willing to risk their careers by speaking uncomfortable truths?